Plates ready? This is Food School, Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Want to feel amazing, love the way you look in the mirror, and perform your absolute best in the gym, at work, and in life? You're definitely in the right place. Food. It's you. It builds every single cell of you. And if there is one thing every human being must master, it's food. Because at the very least, eating, you do it every day, several times a day, every single day. You might as well get good at it. I'm your host, Shurina from createyourself.today, your personal nutritionist and plate watcher, your diet guide and explorer, your fat loss coach and food inspector. And just someone with a lot of passion and obsession and curiosity for healthy food, healthy diets, nutrition, optimized human performance, everything and absolutely anything you put in your grocery shopping cart, your fridge, on your plate, and in your mouth. It's my business. Food School, on a mission to help you eat better daily.
It's the last time I talk about food. It's the last time I talk about food.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. And today we are back to Bologna, Italy, our more or less home base here in Italy. I'm really loving this city. A lot of people are asking me, why Bologna? Why not Rome, Venezia, or Milan, or some location by the beach? And I don't know, actually. Bologna is kind of like in the middle of Italy. It has this mix of expats and local people, a lot of students. It has a lot of, views and historical monuments and architecture and just a lot of things to see and explore. It also has amazing food scene, like a lot of local produce, vegetables, fruit, fish all year round. It's an amazing place, and it also has this social scene where you can go out, mix with locals and expats, but it's also it's kind of small and tiny, and it's manageable. The old city, you can walk around it really easily. Like for me, it's all walkable distance. I am yet to use any transportation here except for the one that took me from the airport to my place. Train station that I used to travel around Italy is right here, like 5 minutes literally across the streets from my apartment, but somehow it's still quiet. Like this apartment I'm staying at, it's like a gem. It's I don't know, it's like a treasure. It has this big lodge and the park, our local, or not our private park, for this building only. Anyhow, I'm loving it, but I'm gonna be going soon to Austria, Vienna, to check out Christmas markets, and then I'm going back to Russia for holidays because I love my family, and it's important during this holiday season that is approaching us to connect with our family, our loved ones, our friends. And this is the best way, from my perspective, to celebrate New Year and Christmas, to reconnect with your family. And maybe for me personally, guys, there was a period of my time where I didn't feel connected to my family, and that was mostly because of my poor relationship management, because my family was always there for me. And so I took time to rebuild that relationship, and now I feel like I have really something special, and that no matter what, I have somewhere some amazing people who care about me deeply, who love me, where to come back to no matter what happens in my life. I always have a place to come back to where I'm loved and happily accepted. And so if you don't have really good relationship with your family, it's never late to rebuild them. In fact, if you haven't done that yet, you should do that, because none of us are guaranteed tomorrow or the next holiday or the next month or even like today. So reconnect with your family, rebuild those relationships, and the benefits you're gonna get from it, it's kind of like selfless and selfish. I can't even explain how exponentially better the quality of your life in all areas is going to become, whether you're consciously aware of that or not. Today, I promised we will start talking about all the steps of how to start eating healthier in detail. So yesterday we talked about 5 simple ways to start eating healthier, having 14-hour fasting window, and then having 3 meals a day. Starting with breakfast when trying to improve your eating habits, and replacing one item in your meal at a time for a little bit better. It doesn't have to be perfect. We also talked about eating vegetables and fruit for each meal of your day. And not eating products, but eating foods, raw or cooked. Today, we are talking about step 1, 14-hour fasting. Basically eating for 10 hours a day and fasting for 14 hours a day. Basically, most of that fast is going to be overnight, so it's not like I'm telling you not to eat the whole day, right? And a lot of people ask me, why 14 hours of fasting and 10 hours of eating? Well, it seems from the research that we have that it's a golden number. Like, it's not exact, that nobody did the research with 10 and a half hours, with 9 and a half hours, with 8 hours. But it seems that if people who eat in 12-hour window or less start to having more digestive problems, more metabolic problems, they develop more biomarkers of developing diseases like metabolic disease, heart disease, inflammation, possibly cancer. So, but when people eat only in a 10-hour window, then those are reduced exponentially. And then also if you eat in like 8-hour window, that got really popular when it comes to intermittent fasting, then you get even more benefits. And it seems, at least for men, because most studies are done for men, then the shorter your eating window is, of course, if you still manage to get all the nutrition that your body needs, the shorter your eating window is, the better you're going to be off. So let me read you something from, first, there was a tweet, I believe it was, July 24th. So from Sachin Panda, one of the leading researchers on intermittent fasting and circadian biology, and he has a book, The Circadian Code, that goes deeper in all of this research. But he tweeted in this summer, eating all your meals within 8 to 10, maximum 12 hours holds the foundation of health. And he links this article that you can find in the show notes to New York Times article. When we eat, and the article says, the title, when we eat or don't eat may be critical for health. And this article is based on the research that was done by Sachin Panda with Salk Institute. And I wanted to read you something from the summary of this study. So, according to the researchers, the new work suggests that the primary role of circadian clocks, or those bio clocks that balance different processes in our body so they happen at the same time or at appropriate times. Because guys, if you don't know that or don't think about that, because I haven't thought about it till I read all this work, that our body is a complex organism, and it consists of different systems, and all of the systems are kind of separate, like your brain, your heart, your digestive systems, your musculoskeletal system, and so they all work a little bit separate, and they have different tissues and different cells. And in order for your body to operate efficiently and effectively, and for you to stay healthy as a whole organism, your body needs to coordinate certain processes so they happen in coordination with each other. Otherwise, everything goes out of balance, and then you're just not going to be healthy because, your liver will be doing its work when your heart is not and your brain is not awake, for example, when you're sleeping, and your brain will not be able to recover as well as it could. And there are all kinds of misalignments will happen. So this circadian clock is very important for your organism to work properly. And so our eating schedule affects that clock. And that's why it's so important to maintain its work, because if it doesn't work well and our eating habits affect that a lot, then nothing will work well. Our whole body, the alignment of different systems will go out of balance. That's why it's so important to eat at appropriate times and best on the same schedule with a fasting window. So the role of circadian clocks may be to tell the animal when to eat and when to stay away from food. This internal timing strikes a balance between sufficient nutrition during the fed state and necessary repair or rejuvenation during fasting. When the circadian clock is disrupted, as when humans do shift work or when it is compromised due to genetic defects, the balance between nutrition and rejuvenation breaks down and diseases set in. As we age, our circadian clocks weaken. This age-dependent deterioration of circadian clock parallels our increased risk for metabolic disease, heart disease, cancer, and dementia. But the good news, say the researchers, is that a simple lifestyle such as eating all food within 10 hours can restore balance, stave off metabolic diseases, and maintain health. Many of us may have one or more disease-causing defective genes that makes us feel helpless and destined to be sick. The finding that a good lifestyle can beat the bad effects of defective genes opens new hope to stay healthy. So basically, guys, all the research showed that we need that fasting window, prolonged fasting window when we talk about modern standards of most people. So 14 hours, 12 hours or more, but 14 hours seems to be the safe routine if you want to maintain and improve your metabolic health and your cardio health, your heart health, your brain health, and prevent obesity and digestive issues. So all of the research shows that we need to fast to allow our circadian clock to function properly, to balance the workings, the timing of workings of all of our systems in our body, but also to allow one of the major systems in our body, our gut, to rejuvenate and restore. Because if you're never having more than 8 hours between your meals and you just sleep, you go to bed in fed state and then you wake up and you're eating already, then your gut has no time to repair itself, because it takes us 8 or more hours, depending on the composition of your meal, to actually digest and absorb everything and get into a fasted state. So your gut never has time to repair, and that's why it breaks down like any machine would without repair and break and without some days off. So your digestive system just breaks down, and then you experience all this other negative effects, because digestive system is where your nutrients come in, where it's absorbed, digested, where it's distributed. And if it's not working well, guys, nothing gonna work well. And that's why fasting is so crucial to your health. So 14-hour daily fast. And I often hear a lot of you guys, a lot of my coaching clients tell me, but I gotta have dinner, and then I gotta get up early, and I gotta have breakfast. But the truth is, what I notice from all my coaching practice is, it's kind of hard to, say to your family, I'm not going to have dinner at that time when everyone has the time. But usually for breakfast, nobody really sitting down for breakfast anymore. Like, I'm not aware of that. And even if you do, you can have a cup of coffee and sit with your family still while they having their breakfast. Even though, I highly recommend you to install those habits for your whole family. Your kids, your spouses, and some of my clients also tell me, but I cannot, tell my kid to eat early. When I was growing up, and my parents, we had dinner at 6, 7 p.m. And then that's it. The kitchen is closed, and you would go, do some homework, do something around the house, and then you go to bed. I don't know what's a big deal with that, and why all of a sudden parents think that their kids need food 24/7. Like, I have no idea. Your kids also need to stabilize their circadian clock that is still developing. And the earlier you introduce breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the better they're going to be for their whole life. And so, 14-hour fast for your whole family, why not? That should be a good practice for everyone. And again, you might eat dinner a little bit earlier, or you might delay your breakfast. You might prepare your breakfast and take it with you. You might make overnight oats or chia seed pudding that a lot of people absolutely love, and it's so super simple to make it, and it's so delicious. And then you can take it with you to work, or eat it on your commute, or you can make green smoothie. You can freeze the ingredients for each individual green smoothie, and then just take 2 minutes in the morning to blend that and drink it in your car. Maybe put some good quality protein in that. It's not ideal as whole food would. Or you can pre-boil eggs and make frittata, or kind of like baked eggs with vegetables and stuff. Pre-bake it for several days and have your breakfast ready to go every morning. There are so many ways how you can make 14-hour fast work that it's actually simple. The excuses are complicated. That's what I like to say these days. And if you need some guidance how to make your breakfast happen in your particular life situation, try me. Schedule our our WhatsApp or Skype, whatever works best for you, our session, our express session. The link you can find in the show notes to my scheduler. And I can advise you and work and break through all of your bullshit excuses why you can't do this fasting. So 14-hour fasting, that's gonna revolutionize your health and your digestive health and your energy levels and well-being and everything. And also I will give you my best ideas for breakfast again, like maybe pre-making green smoothies, or overnight chia seeds, or oats, or baking your eggs and vegetables and getting that to work, getting some canned seafood like sardines and boiled eggs to work. It can be so easy and so hassle-free. So there are no excuses. 14-hour fasting, 3 meals. Do it, guys, because again, it's gonna revolutionize. So what's wrong with me today? And change your health and your energy levels, and it's gonna prevent a lot of diseases down the road. We all want to live long, but nobody probably want to live long and sick, right? So in order for you to reap the benefits of healthy aging, you need to start now, not when you are sick and already in your 60s and 70s and 80s. It's never late, but the earlier the better. And also you can prevent some possible cancers and dementia and Alzheimer's. Fasting affects so many processes in our bodies. So again, guys, the principle we talked about today is 14-hour daily fast. It's supported by research, but really well done research. You can find also the link in the show notes to New York Times article and Salk Institute article, and so those are the links you can find in the show notes, and the link to our express session to break through your bullshit and start eating on a better schedule. We talked about different breakfast ideas like green smoothies, like overnight chia puddings or oats, or boiled eggs and canned sardines with you on the go, or make a lot of omelette in advance with vegetables and take that on you go. You can even eat it like a piece of pizza, that omelette. There are so many ways, guys, and it will again change your life for many, many years ahead of you. That's it for today, guys. 14-hour fasting, 3 meals a day. You can do it. If you don't know how to do it, let me know, schedule our session, and I'll walk you through how you indeed can make it happen. So thank you for listening. Check out the links in the show notes to all the articles to get educated and motivated to start your 14-hour fasting. And of course, as usual, besides the 14-hour fasting, eat better daily.